In this video, I'm going to teach you how to write a Google Apps script to convert Microsoft Excel documents to a Google spreadsheets. Um, this is like a serverless environment where you don't need to maintain any server. Gmail offers a really cool scripting environment where you can go and write Google Apps script to automate many of your um, office tasks. So this would be very quick and simple. And thanks for watching. In your Google Drive, just log in and create whatever the folder that you are very familiar with, or just create a folder where you wanted to write your script. And for me, I created a folder called training under Google Apps Script, and click the new and go to the more, and you have a menu called Google Apps Script. Just click onto it and it will create a new environment, like a scripting environment, where you can write a JavaScript uh, to automate most of the tasks related to the Google Apps. As you create, it will create a untitled. So I'm going to say Google App Script. You can type whatever the name that you want, and here I'm saying just click rename, and you see on the window there is a files explorer where you see the code name called code.gs. gs is called the Google script, that's the extension. If you wish to rename, you can just click the icon and click rename. Let's say convert excel files, or excel files to Google spreads. Just hit enter, and you can write whatever the function name that you follow. Um, in my case, I'm going to write convert um, Microsoft Excel files. Like, this is a file name, and on the left side you see the file name, and in the window you see the function name. As I mentioned, this is a simple JavaScript. As you keep writing the code, Google Apps Script ensures that it automatically saves like any other Google Doc functionalities. As you type, you can see that the menu will keep change. Like if you create another function, say test, you wanted to write, let's say you wanted to print something, and you can say logger.log hello Google app script, right? You wanted to run this, just save this and go and click the menu. I mean, as many as functions that you create, the menus will automatically created, and select the function that you wanted to execute and click run. You see it just executed, and you see the log that I printed. Okay, let's start with the writing code here. This is my practice. Usually, before I write the code, I simply create a mental map where I just outline what I wanted to write. So let's say write a small function, the description where author Saran, and description convert Microsoft Excel files to Google Spread. Okay, now my idea is that I'm going to create a folder, and whenever Microsoft Excel files are placed in the folder, I want to convert them into a Google spread and move them to another folder. Okay, so let's go and create a folder here, and I'm going and creating a, I mean, let's say new folder, in folder, where basically the um Microsoft Excel files will be placed. and also going to create out folder, which means once the documents are converted, that will be moved into the out folder. Okay, so in the Google Drive environment, whenever you open a file or create a folder or visit a folder, you can see that this URL will be keep changing. For example, right now you see one of the folder. If I click the new in folder, you see this folder is keep changing, which means every folder is assigned with some unique IDs. So I'm going to copy this folder, and let's say I'm going to write my JavaScript variable const and in folder equal to, and I just paste my in folder. Likewise, I'm going to create con and out folder equal to, I'm going to copy the out folder, and this is the one. I copy this and I paste this. All right. Now, I mentioned the in folder and I also mentioned the out folder. Um, let's go and connect the in folder and take all the Microsoft Excel files and do the conversion, right? Okay. Here Google Apps Script gives a lot of SDKs, or another way, the library or services. You see on the left, right? There are variety of services. So in this script, we are going to use the drive service. Okay, um, I mean, just click and see what are all the services are available. So these are all the services available in your Google Apps Script, which is almost free with I mean, some quota limit, and you can just use any of them. So in this case, I'm going to use the Drive API, right? Let's go and select the Drive API, and always it will give the latest one and say OK. So when you add the service, you can see that this under the service, it will automatically list that I included the drive service here. This is nothing but if you are a programmer, whenever we write a program, we use the other library, like we import the library. In case of Python, we do the import, or even in the Java, we import other libraries uh, from the Maven or Python repository, right? So in the Google App in script environment, all the Google related services are available just by a click. Okay, just click and add the services. Okay, now I'm going to um, you know get the folder. Let's say const in folder. I think I can rename this variable like in folder ID and out folder ID. I think that makes much more easier, right? So equal to um, drive app. Okay, so I mean the Google App Script is really easy that it auto suggest as you type the code, right? uh, Google Apps Script is pretty handy. So as you write the code, it'll keep suggest the auto suggest will help you to write the code um, automatically, right? So in this case, I'm gonna say drive app dot get folder by ID. Okay, so and what I'm going to select is the in folder. All right, and then get files. Okay, all right. Now, so here instead of in folder, I would say in folder files, something like that. All right. Okay, and what do we do? Now we don't know how many files are there in the folder, whether the files already placed or how many files are there. So in the programming, it is easy for iterating it, right? So I'll write a while loop and say in folder dot um, you know in folder files dot has next. Okay, I think in this scenario I should have written not a get file. When I say get file, it will just return a folder. Whether instead I'm saying that get files, it will return the iterative the iterator, right? So here I'm typing while in folder dot files as next, and right. So what it does is the while loop really continually scan the folder, I mean all the files from the folder, okay. And I'm going to say const each file equal to right in folder files dot next. Okay, now I got the file. um, it is very important for us to validate whether the files are in the required extension. For example, in this case, we take all the files from a folder. What happens if somebody places a movie file? Can movie file converted into spread? No, it will only. I mean, we really need the Microsoft Excel files, right? So what I'm going to do here is like I'm going to do a simple condition. Let's see each file dot and see how to get the name. Get name. Okay. I have the get name functionality, and maybe what we can do um, like uh, ends with dot xlsx, right? That's the extension for Microsoft um, Excel files. So this is my style where I don't want to write a lot of things inside of the script. So what I'm doing here, if this is not ends with xlx, I do simply continue, which means just go to the next file, because I don't want to write everything inside of the if condition. Okay, now logger dot log and converting file. Let's see, just print the name of the file. It will help us to understand what is going on, right? Okay, now let's take the blob of the file. Okay, blob, that any file content, you can simply call it as a blob. Okay, let's see const file blob equal to each file dot get blob. Okay, then I'm going to convert this really now. Okay, um, let's see drive dot files dot insert is a method where we are going to say the parameter, like you see it suggests like the name of the file will be the exact name that what we take, right? So it's good to have the same name, otherwise it'll be sometime confusing. So I choose the same name. uh, I mean, if you wanted to append something, you can obviously append something like convert or something. So in this scenario, I'm just going to use the same name, and the parents, where I'm going to define um, okay. So I'm going to define some of the uh, parent configuration, where I'm going to say um, which folder I'm going to place. Okay, I'm going to say that must be placed in the folder of the output folder ID. Okay, so it will place inside of the output folder. Um, this is sorry. This must be the JSON, right? So let's put this as a JSON, and say how do you, I mean, what is the file format that you are going to insert? It should be like my type dot Google, my type dot Google sheet. Okay, so um, look like I'm done. All right, so it will convert the files into the Google spread. And what next? So in this scenario, we have to really move the original file into the, uh, uh, you know, we need to convert the original file to the output folder. Otherwise, every time when we run, the same file will be taken and it will be keep converting into a new file, which is really redundant. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the original Excel file into the target folder. All right. So drive app dot get let's say files by ID and move to some other folder. But in this scenario, um, let's say we know this is a file, right? Each file dot move to, I'm going to say which location I wanted to move this. So I'm going to say move this to a folder of output folder, right? The original input Excel file will also be moved into the output folder. All right, now the script is done. It's pretty simple, hardly very, I would say just 10 lines of script, which really does this conversion for you. So now let's take some Excel files to test this, right? Um, I go to the Google and let's see sample Excel files, and I go and download some of the files. Okay, I got some financial samples and take a few other file also, whatever it is available. Okay, pretty cool. This file starts with, I mean, the extension is XLSX, right? Okay, go to the input folder to show you. All right. Okay, this is the input folder, right? Just go to the download folder, which I downloaded now, and take these two files and put this in folder, right? Okay, I just dropped the file. Now, how Google knows that when to run? No, that we haven't done. Right now, I'm going to run this by just click. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter how many files you have in the folder. Google will take all the file one by one and it will convert them. Okay. So go and select the script and let's click to run. Okay. Let's see. Run. Okay, cool. So Google will, once most of the time, it will ask the permission from you to, whether I can I run this, because this is the first time you're writing a script that Google will ask, okay, hey, you are running this, can I run this, something like that. You just say yes, do allow, and it will start running the script. Okay. Okay, you see this is saying that converting the file sample.xlx. Okay, I got some error. Okay. It's, I think it's already converted, but however, there is a problem in moving the file. It says that the parameter string don't match the signature of file move to. Okay. Um, it really expect the folder rather than an ID. All right. So how do we do? So we already written here, right? So go here. I mean, we can write. Okay, cut this. Drive app dot get folder by ID and paste it. All right. That's it. Okay. Now let's see my output folder, because anyway the line 21 I got an error, but 20 already got completed, which means it has already converted here. You see, okay, let's delete this for now. However, I don't know why it is untitled, but let's check here. Let's say the name of the each file dot get name. It is the same name. Okay, let's run again. Okay, it's doing the conversion now of the first file, and I'm going and checking. Oh, it's taking the second file. And I'm going and checking the in folder. You see the in folder, the sample file is removed here. Oh, the other file also got removed. Go and check out in the out folder. You see both files are moved here, and also there are a couple of files created. But one bad thing here is um, the file name is really looking like untitled. Okay, I'm going to again redo and debug this, and I'm moving the Excel files remain back to the in folder, and I'm going to delete the converted file and just find out. Let's remove this and let's find out what is the issue. Okay, I typed the name, but let's see. Dot files dot insert. Okay, it says that the schema file, right? So how do we get the schema? Okay, so just copy this, okay, and find out what is the schema for the new file name. All right, it says, can you check the name? Okay, here you have a lots and lots of properties, right? Um, you see the name or drive ID and the file size, uh, icon, labels, kind, mime, and okay. Okay, what is this? The title, the title of the file. Okay, what was the issue? We should have mentioned this as a title, not a name. Okay, okay. Because we found the API documentation here, it's better to copy this and put it in the. I think this look like C sharp. I'll explain about the SDK various programming languages little later, but the documentation you can pretty understand, and I just put here as a comment. Okay, and yeah, save it, and now let's go and run it. Okay, I'm just going and checking my input folder got to Excel file and output folder empty, and do run. Okay. All right, it's taking the financial sample file and doing the conversion. Oh, it's take the next file and go and check. Oh, wow. See, the input folder files got, I mean, one of them removed and both of them removed. Now, I go to the out folder and where I see that, okay, this financial sample converted to the same name of Google Spread, and the Excel file is converted to Google Spread Excel sheet, right? So let's open and see. Okay, okay, click and click this one. But also, if you just open the Excel file, you see it is actually converting in real time, and you no need to go and open one, I mean, each file one after other. It's a really manual job. If you are having thousands of Excel file you wanted to convert automatically, this conversion is pretty easy, and you can run the massive number of files just by a click. You see, this is purely Google script, and I mean Google Spread, which is which got just converted your Excel file into the Google Spread. Okay, so now I'm done this. Okay, in future, how can I let my team member to use the same folder, right? Okay, that's a pretty simple. You just go and share this folder to anybody. Google Share is pretty handy. You can just go and share this folder to anybody that you wanted to share. Okay, and when they place the file inside of the input folder, and we are going to tell the Google, hey, whenever somebody places the file in the in folder, take the file and do the conversion. Okay, so here there is a trigger. Okay, Google can automatically do the trigger for you. Okay, just go and click the trigger and add the trigger. The trigger is nothing but the scheduler. Okay, so now I'm going to tell Google, hey, run this function that I've written. Just leave this menu hit because you don't have any other choice to select, and you say that you wanted to run this as a time driven or a column driven. I mean, this is pretty difficult for this now to understand. Just leave this time driven and go to the uh, you know type like a minutes timer. Okay, so you can say that I want to run this every minute. All right, just click every minute, or you wanted to say every 5 minutes or a 10 minute, which means if you set this, Google will automatically execute the script every minute for you, right? How cool it is, right? Okay, just save this. How can I test this, right? Okay, now go back to your folder. Now let's remove all of them, right? I select all and remove them and go to the in folder, and let's again drop these files. Okay, this time I take 3 files, drop this. Okay, I'm simply gonna wait and watch whether Google going to do for me, right? Definitely yes, Google can do for you using the trigger. Okay, the trigger we set, and it is basically every minute scheduler. Okay, just close all this, just go and keep watch this folder. Oh, you see the 3 files. Keep removing. Okay, how cool, right? It's completely automatic. So now, yeah, let's share this folder to your colleagues and let them to drop the file, and let's convert them to a Google spread. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, please put that into the comment. Bye.